Tell me who that nigga if it ain't me. Who? I wouldn't know. Simply put, Devon Culture is one of the few men on this planet that could sing me out the draws. Wishing I never found you. You got this thing about you, can't escape. When the PMS sing, when the mooding is mooding, when it's giving very much like damn, she in her mood. Like damn, she in her mood. I got me. I got me. I got me. Guys, it's your girl Samaya back with another video. GBO crew, welcome back. If you're here from the website, welcome. And this is episode 1 of a series I like to call Check the Rotation. This will be a series where I give you guys my 5 albums throughout the month that I've just been revisiting or that I've just been vibing with. They've just been my jam, like I can't help it. And then at the end of the video, I'll also give you guys like kind of a mini playlist of some of my favorite songs that I've also been vibing to throughout the month. I'm gonna be honest, once again, I have no notes. The only thing I have notes for are the albums that I'm going to talk to y'all about today. First up on the rotation, we have Devon Culture's Cultivate. This is an EP that I have gone through so many phases with, and I always find myself coming back to it. Devon Culture's Cultivate was originally released in 2020, and I found out about this EP, I think, either later that year or actually in 2021 or 2022, and I immediately fell in love with his voice. I do not actually know if I've had the chance yet in previous videos to talk about how much I love Devon Culture and just his singing ability, his range, and his tone. It's just so pure. It reminds me of just the crooners in the 90s. He just has one of those voices. Simply put, Devon Culture is one of the few men on this planet that could sing me out the draws, sing me out the panties. When I talk about men that could sing me out the draws, I'm talking about voices like Luke James. I'm talking about voices like Devon Culture. Green light, baby, hold tight. What? Rewind, get your head right. Stop it where I know you wanna go. Why he ate that? What? Green light, baby, hold tight. Rewind, get your head right. He said, get your head right, baby. Now y'all have to excuse Devon because he likes to get a little freaky, a little scandalous, a little promiscuous. Another album that was on rotation heavy this month was Water Made Us by Jamila. This was an album I was put onto around October of last year, and I've heard Jamila before, but this was the first album to my knowledge that I've ever listened to from her, and I am absolutely in love with it. I love turning this album on just to vibe out, like if I'm doing work on the website, if I'm trying to get things together in Canva for a post on my Bookstagram. It's a very indie, R&B, almost folkish type of album, and this isn't necessarily an album I would consider no skips, but it is an album that I can play all the way through. Another album heavy in rotation this month was Mood Swings Volume 1 by Jerome. This album originally came out in 2019. I found out about this album almost 2 years after it came out. I'm not quite sure how this artist came up on my radar. I think I may have heard a song that came up like when Spotify was just kind of doing its thing after I got done listening to an album, and automatically I was like, I need to hear the whole thing. Jerome Thomas and JayO are 2 artists. JayO is featured on the song called Lovesick, which is my favorite song from this album. They are also featured on another album that was in heavy rotation this month as well. Like I told you, Jerome Thomas and JayO, J and J, when they got in the studio and made this one right here. Got my heart in my throat. Them hearts in my throat, heartbeat in my ass cheeks. Baby, I be nervous, I be scared. What you say? It's so close. It's on the tip of my tongue. Queasy in the stomach, having trouble breathing. Lovesick. One of the reasons why Lovesick is one of my favorites from Mood Swings is because I feel like it is such a vivid description of how you feel when you have that feeling about someone, just that anxiousness or just that desire to make sure that like you were on the same level with them. Like he said, he wants to make sure his intellect, that his mind's on the same level as this person, as this woman, as this girl that he's infatuated with, you know. And when you have that feeling of that crush, of just that emotion towards another person, that affection, you do in a sense feel feel almost lovesick. Like he says, like, I'm about to throw up. And honestly, at times, it's so sickeningly sweet. It's so sickeningly good. It just feels so scrumptious that you do feel like you're about to throw up. And I love kind of how Jerome talks about that other side of just that infatuation of a crush. Like, you're almost sick to your stomach with how much you like this person, or how much you're affected by them, and how much you want at the same time to be desired by them. I had to give y'all a little bit of a lyric breakdown because now let me cook a little bit. Let me cook. We love black men in this household. Y'all already know this. Go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, go to whichever DSP that fills your heart with joy, and go get this Black Men Your Coins, because mood swings, as a Pisces, as a woman, okay, when the PMS sing, when the mooding is mooding, when it's giving very much like, damn, she in her mood, like, damn, she in her mood, I understand anything that is entitled mood swings. Another album heavy in rotation this month in January was Gaidaa. I really don't think I'm pronouncing her name right, so please get me all the way together. Girl, if you see this, I mess with you for real. To my knowledge, Gaidaa is a Sudanese artist. I believe she's originally from the Netherlands. Once again, I did some brief overview on her yesterday, but these last few days, today is January 25th when I'm filming this. I'm telling you guys, around these last few days, I have returned to Overture, and I play this from top to bottom pretty much almost every time I put it on. It has been my soundtrack when I'm working on content. It has been my soundtrack when I'm thinking about blog posts and reflections, when I'm writing. It is just such a nice, smooth vibe, and it is the perfect 20-30 minute project just to kind of get your day started, get your day going, or when you want to wind down after a long day of work. She also has a song with Jerome who was featured on Lovesick with Jerome Thomas. So it's kind of really fascinating to me, or just in general, I love when I see artists collaborating on projects, when I just kind of got into the music and I kind of figure out they're all connected in some way. Do y'all not love that? Does that not give you the circle of life, but musically? Because same. And the last album that was heavy on rotation this month in January was Masego's self-titled album, Masego. And this is an album that when it first came out, I was right on it. What he say? You never visit me. You never come and see. You never visit me. You never come and see.
That's my ex right there.
Making a song to your ex when he's right there is crazy. Masego is not right in the head.
It was a work in progress.
He's a little unwell. He's not a serious individual, and I feel like that's why I love him so much.
Cheers.
Because same. And this is also very interesting because I have been going through a phase where I'm really loving like jazz, acoustic, indie, even like folk type of music, but like in black. You know what I'm saying? I love finding arts like that. I've been really attracted to just hearing live bands and real instruments within music. That has also been reflected, I think, even in the music that I've been creating lately. And also you guys can probably already hear that in Remedial Education too, because there's a lot of elements of live instruments in that project as well. But nonetheless, jazz has really been like my go-to, especially when I'm reading. It's safe to say that Masego is one of the most, if not the most popular mainstream saxophonists that all the girls and the boys know and love. And this album right here, he put crack in it. There isn't necessarily a whole lot of new releases in January. Maybe you get an EP, maybe you get a single, maybe you get a few remixes. Kind of right at the beginning of the year still, so a lot of artists are kind of planning to drop music, or they're getting with their rollouts. So I feel like January is always a great time to just revisit albums that have come out within the last year or in the last few years. And Masego self-titled was just one that I came back to often. I can't get enough of it. Something about Masego. When he played that saxophone, honey, I tell ya, something happens. And like I said in the beginning, with the Check the Rotation installments, there will also be a mini playlist at the end of each video, which pretty much what that means, I'm just gonna play some songs and we're gonna vibe out. I'm here to have a good time because it's been a long time since you and I as a community have come together to have a good time. Doesn't necessarily mean that all the songs that I'm going to play and vibe out to y'all with are from the albums that I mentioned earlier that have been in rotation this month. These are just in general a list of songs that I've been vibing out to as well, in addition to these albums. Get me? We here? We right here? Alright, cool, bet. Listen, I love JayO, and the first time I heard this song, I repeatedly played it over and over again, like a sickening amount of times. This summer, when this song comes on in the function, you better wind your waist. Girl, I wanna hit it from the back. What you say?
Girl, I got something to prove.
What kind of playlist video would it be if I didn't have at least one CoCo Jones record? I'm sorry, I was gonna get my good sis in here somehow, and she gave us a remix?
Wishing I never found you. You got this thing about you. Can't escape, can't make up my mind. Caught in between, maybe it's me. I'm thinking, how come every time I leave?
Y'all know we love Leon. You already know. It's just, it had to be done. It had to. What he say?
On a billboard, she just bought a house in a hill. Need to give a little more.
What?
Cause you love don't try it.
Now the last song to close us out. Honestly, I could have included about 2 or 3 albums by Sir in the Check the Rotation list, but I just that's because that's my man. That's my man. But I'm gonna give y'all this little one right here. Tell me who that nigga if it ain't me. Who? I wouldn't know.
Maybe I'm not flying, but
I'm floating.
If we're not heading
To the top where I'm going.
2 miles an hour,
Can you picture me rolling?